channel. Today I'm going to be doing a fall-ish look. It's like fall themed, and I wanted to do something that was, I had a bunch of requests for people saying that they wanted me to do like a mom look or like a fall, like easy fall look. So I'm gonna make this easy for me, but this is still probably not easy for the everyday person, but I can't help it. This is just what I do at this point. So I'm gonna be doing a couple of things differently than I would do it normally, but I have a bunch of pictures lately that I've done. There we go. So ignore my ridiculously scratched up screen protector, but this is like a really common look I've been asked for lately. So it's like warm toned with glitter, and I want to recreate this kind of look. In a way that can be done as quickly as possible. Typically when I do a look like this, it would take me, like when I do it on a client, it normally takes me about 30 to 45 minutes, and that just depends on like if we're chatting and you know whatever else, certain skin issues, if there's more coverage is needed or less coverage, whatever. So I'm gonna try to do that look today, and obviously I'm gonna be doing it a lot longer than the 30 or 45 minutes because I'm gonna be chatting with you guys because I want to give you my life update, but it's still gonna be more achievable than like when I did the like glitter with the pot and the glitter glue and like all that. Also, this is my new hair. Shout out to Jessica for doing my hair. I posted a before and after on my Facebook page, and I'm gonna post it on my Instagram so you guys can see the before and after there as well. And she's amazing. I also posted the link to book her, so if you are in the Lancaster area or you want to travel to the Lancaster area, she works at Excitation Salon and she's amazing. My hair is so difficult. I have really dark, warm hair, like super warm. So obviously when she bleached it, it turned like orange and I felt really bad. And I know I have a ton of hair, just like a lot of it, and it's always been like that. It's always gonna be like that. And everybody told me that I was gonna like lose my hair after having the baby, but that's not what happened. So maybe in a few months we'll see what happens, but I would be willing to lose some at this point. So yeah, it was like a lot of work and she did an amazing job. And so I highly recommend her if you're looking to get your hair done. You should probably try her for the next time. Let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna prime my lids. This is the Jeffree Star concealer. I always use concealer to prime my eyelids. That's personal preference. You can use a primer if you want, but this is what I like to do. This is in C12. I do also have C1, which I feel like that's a huge jump. I don't know why I did that, but so I have these two shades. This one is more of my shade now, and this is more of my shade like in the winter time. When I first bought these, this was more my shade, but I've been out in the sun a smidge, so this is going to be closer to my shade. I always prime my eyelids before I do any eyeshadow or anything like that because I do feel like it makes it last a lot longer, and it also gives you a nice clean base to start with. So again, this is personal preference. You can use a primer if you'd like, but I like to do a concealer. So I'm just going to use, this is the Coty Airspun face powder. I don't think it has any sort of name, but I'm just going to use this to set that concealer so that way any eyeshadows we put on top of it are going to blend out nice and easy, and we don't have to worry about them getting stuck and too pigmented in the wrong areas. Okay, so I'm going to use, this is the Morphe 35V palette. I've destroyed this palette because I use it a lot. So this is one of my favorite palettes that they have. It has a ton of really good fall colors. It also has this super deep dark black, which I like, and then these blues come in handy. So I usually bring this one when I travel to clients. I bring probably eight or nine palettes, I would say. And so this is a really good one to use for these kind of blush fall warm tones. These like transition shades right through here are amazing. So we're gonna use this palette today, and only this palette plus one of the Morphe liquid eyeshadows as well, which I have to chat about those because I was looking them up earlier and I can't find them, so that might be a different conversation that we have about those. So we're gonna start with this. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this shade here called Scandal. Move that out of the way so I can just show you. So this is kind of like that warm transition shade. I'm gonna put that all over the crease. So I guess I should probably update you guys on my life. The update is I had a baby. I don't know if you saw that or not, but he's wonderful and adorable, and I haven't been doing my videos nearly as much lately because I did not really want to do my makeup when I was pregnant, which not everybody feels that way, but I just wasn't in it. I wasn't having it. Every time that I would like sit down to do my makeup, I'd have to get up and go pee like 10 times. I didn't want anything more on my body or my face than I needed. I just felt so like heavy and hot all the time, and I I was not having it. So I probably only did my makeup, like full face glam makeup, 4 or 5 times during my pregnancy, and that was like a rare occasion, you know what I mean? Like I was not having it. So I haven't been doing any videos lately because of that, and also I did feel very much like super busy with clients this year, and I think that I probably felt even busier with the fact that I was, you know, pregnant, and I felt like I was like trying to get ready for the baby and all of that stuff, and so I felt so busy all the time. And I was available, like I do online booking, and so I was available Thursday through Monday, so I only took Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. And I had a surprising amount of people this year that have that would get their makeup done during the week, and then my weekends were so busy and so crazy. I had so many like super busy weekends this year. I've already done 66 weddings this year, which is like a lot. 66. So we're gonna go in with this shade here. This is called Spice. This one right here. So I'm just gonna put that on the outer corner and into that crease a little bit. This is R39. It was part of the rose gold collection that Morphe came out with a few years ago. They have a ton of different, I mean, I believe, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that all of their brushes have the same numbers but different letters at the beginning based off of which brush set they're from. So this one's from the rose gold collection that wasn't the like sparkly glittery rose gold one. So they might have the 39 brush in different sets, or like their regular set. So it's just that one. Oh, I have gotten a lot of questions about Luna actually. A ton of people have asked me how she's adjusted along with our 3 other dogs. We have 4 dogs now, which probably the last time that I posted the video, I think we only had 3. So now we have 4 total. Our new one is Harper. She's a little sweet pit mix. And they've all adjusted amazingly. Like they've been so good, and they're so sweet to him, and they're very gentle. So far we haven't had any like crazy issues of them being too crazy. They do get very hyper. My dogs get very like hyped up. It's like they feed off of each other. So I was afraid that they were gonna get too hyper, but so far they've all been really good. And Luna has adjusted so well. I don't think she knows what to do with him yet because he can't like walk. So she like just doesn't know like how to handle it, so she just leaves it up to me. But she does act like I don't know what I'm doing all the time. Like she will, like I'll set him down in the crib or something, and she'll look at me like I've lost my mind. Like she's like, you can't just leave him here. Have you know, like, are you crazy? And so the same thing, like if I set him, I have this little like activity gym and he lays on the floor. If I set him down in that, she gets really weird about that. And she doesn't like it if there's any blankets or anything on top of him. So like my apartment is so cold and we just like it cold. It's awful, but it is. And so my mom came and she was watching him, and she laid him down in that, and she put a little jacket on top of like his feet because they got cold. And Luna came over and nudged the jacket off of his feet. She was like, no, we're not doing that. So she's just very particular in how, you know, people treat him, but she's very fine with like anybody can hold him and that's okay. She just keeps an eye on him and she's really good about it. I do think that we haven't been doing a lot of work together, me and her lately, because it has felt very overwhelming to be responsible of 2 lives every time I leave the house, you know? And so, I do think that like I need to get out with her, just me and her by herself a little bit more lately, and hopefully we do that soon. But she's just been like thinking that she can get away with stuff a little more than she could before. So that's, you know, pros, cons, whatever. I want this to be a warm look, but I do want a little bit of pink in it. This one right here, it's called Wild Thing. It's a little bit more of that maroon color, and I do like that one a lot. We're gonna do a close-up of that. This is one of my favorite shades in the whole palette actually, and I'm still just using the same brush. I'm not gonna switch brushes because I don't need to. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing with that one as I have with the others. And these are so pigmented, so it's a little goes a long way. My website, that's what I wanted to talk about with you guys. So I have updated my website. In the last year, I have updated my website to allow for online booking, which I never had before. I've recently added a waitlist option, so you can book a waitlist like appointment slot. So like let's say you want your prom makeup, so you click prom makeup, and then you click your date and time that you prefer, even if it's already booked on the available calendar. You'll click like the date and time that you prefer, and then you type in your credit card to reserve your spot, but it doesn't charge you unless you do decide, like if you do come to the appointment, if you're able to, if somebody cancels. But that is like the general rule, that if somebody cancels, then you'll be the next in line. And they are like first come, first serve type appointments. So that's really awesome, because I have a ton of people who want their makeup done, but I'm already booked, and then that person cancels 3 hours beforehand, and then the other person has already found another artist or whatever, you know. So I do have that option on there as well. And I have updated it recently to allow for an FAQ page. So now I have a bunch of like questions and answers to like all sorts of things regarding me, my work, and like appointments mostly. So if there's anything that you guys, I'm gonna link all of that in the description below. So if there's anything you guys see on there that you think that I should add, because I mean right now, like it seems like there's probably a ton of questions on there, but I know that there's probably questions that I haven't answered. And I want to make it as clear and like easy to read as possible, because I feel like I get a bunch of questions in my messenger all the time. So if there's any on there that you guys think that I need to add, or if there's like a different, most of my questions are related to appointments. So maybe if there's like a section that we'd rather have just about me and like how long I've been doing it and stuff like that, then you can let me know and see if that's, I can add that to the page as well. These like purpley shades are really, really good if you have blue or green eyes, because it really makes your eyes like pop for sure. Although if you have brown eyes, you can do just about any shade and it looks good. We're gonna go back in with Scandal a little bit and just blend that out on the top, which I always use a transition shade before I go in with any colors or darker shades, but you can always go back and use that transition shade again to make sure it's nice and blended out and you don't have any harsh lines. We're gonna go in with Addicted, which is this like purpley, warm, maroon, burgundy type shade, but I feel like this row up is more pink, and then this row this way is more orange. So I think it's like a happy medium between those two. But I'm just gonna go back in with that same brush and put that in the outer corner. Okay, so this is a Morphe brush that does not have a name or number. So it's just a big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna go in with that Scandal shade one more time and buff that out on top of here, so that that is very, very buffed out and blended. And then I'm gonna move over to the other eye, and I will probably add a smidge of black, but not a lot. So we're gonna go back in with Addicted right here. So we're gonna go in with Little Black Book right here, this black shade. This is like one of the blackest black shades I think I've ever used in a palette. Like, look how dark that is. So dark, and a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just going to, I'm gonna use my mirror up close because I don't want to get this too far up into that crease. So I'm just gonna kind of press that there. I'm gonna dust my brush off on my paper towel. And I really don't go up too high with this black either. That's like a big mistake that you can easily make, is you go up too far for the black, and then it makes it kind of look a little more raccoony. So you do want to keep that kind of right in that outer V. So I'm just going to take a teeny tiny bit of this shade on this brush, and I'm going to tap it off. I just want a little bit of this to blend into that outer, or that crease area, just to make sure that this looks nice and pinky and blown out and it doesn't look too black. So we're going to go, I really like these shimmery shades in this palette a lot. I do like these a lot, but I want a little bit more shimmer than just the shimmery shades. So you can totally use these shimmer shades and you'll be good to go. Just spray your brush with a little bit of setting spray. Perfect. But I really like, Morphe has these liquid eyeshadow shades, and these are my two favorite shades that they came out with. Now, I just went onto the website a little bit ago and I couldn't find them. So I don't know if that means that they don't make them anymore or what is the deal with these. But I could find them on, like, I think it was like Beautylish and eBay and stuff like that. So I'm sure you could still buy them somewhere if they're not on their website. Maybe they're just sold out, I don't know. But these are my favorite. This one on this side is Flare, and then this one is, oops, this one is Days, and I love these shades. I think they're so pretty. So I'm actually gonna use probably both of them to give it that like ombre look, but these shades are gorgeous. So pretty. So I'm just going to put that on the back of my hand, just like that. And then I'm gonna take a flat brush and buff that on very gently. So this is, again, one of those no-named brushes. It's just a flat brush. I think this came in their holiday collection they had a few years ago, but I really like this brush set. So I'm just going to kind of, you can see I'm just kind of spreading it out, but I'm just patting it onto this brush, and I'm going to do this in the middle of my eyelid. So we're just going to put this right here and up until it gets to the crease, and then we're gonna stop, and I'm gonna just kind of, I'm gonna flip my brush over to drag that out so that it looks like it's like fading into the other colors without it being like a harsh line. I've had so many requests for this look when I've done makeup on clients. Like, I swear, I've had so many people be like, I want this look, and it's this picture that I keep doing it over and over again on different people, but that's what everybody keeps asking for. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna pat that right in the center. And this is, I know that I said that this was like an easier look, but this is much easier than doing the whole like loose glitter where you dip it into the glitter glue and then pat it on. These liquid eyeshadow glitters are amazing, and they stay like forever. Like, they stay on all day. When I put them on the back of my hand to put them on a client, I notice that they're still there at the end of the day, even when I've washed my hands and I've used the hand sanitizer and I've used the brush cleaner and makeup remover and all that jazz. It's still on there. So they're very impressive, I will say. I hope they didn't stop making them because I really, really like them. So we're gonna use the lighter shade, which is Days, and this one has a little bit more of like a rosy tint to it and less of a gold tint, because I want this look to be both like warm, rosy with those pink shades underneath. So I'm gonna do this one in the inner corner, and this can be a little more intense, like you can really pack it on. So I will say that I haven't lost interest in doing videos, not at all, but I will say that my interest has focused obviously to now that I'm a mom, and so I want to get back into being just Katilyn sometimes, which I feel like that's really hard when you're a new mom, when you like, I just want to spend all of my time with my baby, but I also feel very obligated to spend all of my time with him, you know? So I feel like I, you know, need to be so focused on everything that he's doing all the time, and I got that on my, above my crease, and I didn't want to. I feel very much that, like, it's very easy for me to lose myself, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want to, like, just become a mom and not still be Katilyn, you know? And so I do feel like it is a little bit easier for me to lose myself and to just be a mom. And I don't want to do that as much as I love being just the mom. It's wonderful. I want to make sure that I am doing all the things that I love to do. And this is something that I really love to do. I've definitely done it less since having clients in this room. So this room that I'm filming in right now is in my apartment where I live, and I have clients here all the time, like all the time. So it can be kind of a lot of work to set up all of this stuff and then have to tear it all down just to have clients in this room as well. That can be kind of a lot. So that is something that I am looking to maybe change. I do feel like this next year of my life is going to be a lot of change because, like, I have a baby, we're getting married in May, you know, so it's like, and we want to build a house in the country, and I want to be able to have a space here in town that I do makeup where I don't have to also live there. That would be really cool. Even though I love this, I think this is awesome. I have a very professional setup. It's very clean. This is not the kind of, like, I'm not doing it like out of my kitchen. You know what I mean? Like this is definitely the way that I have it set up. I would consider it very professional. But at the same time, it does suck when people show up an hour early to their appointment and I'm like trying to breastfeed my child. It has definitely been a learning experience and my life is very different now that I have a baby. But I'm hoping to just make constant changes and hopefully this has all just increased my reason for growth. You know what I mean? So now I have this tiny little person who is going to look up to me and I'm going to be a role model to him, and I really want him to know that the best thing you can do is to follow your dreams, which is what I'm doing. I'm doing makeup and I'm doing clients and this is my whole job, and I get to stay home with him most of the week, which is wonderful. So it's like, I want him to know that it's important to follow your dreams regardless of what responsibilities you have in your life. It's very important to find a good balance between the two of those things. So hopefully I can do that and be a good role model for that. So I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Eye Studio. This is the black gel liner. It's my tried and true. I use it on all of my clients. I buy it in bulk. Like I will buy 5 or 6 at a time because I love it that much. And if they were to ever stop making it, I might die. It's so good. I love it so much. So this particular one that I have is running a smidge low. So I'm gonna add a tiny bit of this Inglot. I'm gonna show you. This Inglot Duraline, which kind of just, it's just a mixing liquid and it gives it a little bit more life when it's started to dry out. And you can use this with all kinds of stuff, but I don't want to waste the eyeliner that's left. And since I'm doing this on myself and not a client, I'm not willing to open a new bottle. So I'm just going to pack that onto the brush. And this is my favorite eyeliner brush of all time. I still have not found one that I liked better. And I think it's the B34 by Morphe. It is completely rubbed off. There's not even a slight indentation of what this brush used to be named, but it's a Morphe brush and I've had it for like 5 years, like since Morphe probably opened, which I think was 5 years ago or maybe more. I don't know. I've had it for a while and I love this brush so much. So I'm actually going to use my little mirror really quick, my Jeffree Star mirror, so that we can see up close in person. So I am gonna do like a nice pretty winged eyeliner. I just think that really brings this whole look together. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my future here on YouTube, because I think that I feel like I've had a lot of people, I have like both halves of the situation. A ton of people want me to keep making videos, and then there's a ton of people who just don't care about them. You know, they just don't watch them, they don't really care. They would rather just me make Instagram posts and talk about stuff on Facebook and things like that. So I definitely have like 2 different sides of the coin. I think that I will keep making videos for as long as I can make videos. I am working on setting myself up with a good schedule. So right now I don't take clients Monday through Thursday. I only take clients Friday through Sunday. So while I still do a lot of behind the scenes work when I'm not working with clients, such as working on my website, working on my scheduling, talking to clients via Facebook Messenger, email, yada, 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 and I get hundreds of inquiries for makeup a week, hundreds. And I get a lot of people that I just can't accommodate because there's only just one person, there's just me that does makeup. For my company. So it's just me. So I have to turn down a lot of people. I would say I tell more people no than I tell yes, because there's just not enough time in the day. So I do a lot of behind the scenes of recommending other artists and working out a schedule with them and seeing if we could do it on this day instead of this day and whatever. So I do a lot of back and forth and all that stuff behind the scenes during the week. So even if I'm not working with clients, I do work a lot during the week. I also do graphic design on the side where my mom's an author and I make book covers and graphics for her. And so that does take up a good portion of my time on top of doing my website and other things like that, and working with brands. I do some of that as well. And so right now I'm in the process of working with some brands, and I'm hopefully going to be announcing some exciting things soon with that, which is hopefully going to be sooner than later. I hope this happens by the end of the year because I have some very, very exciting changes that I can't wait to share with you guys, but I just don't want to blow the whistle if it doesn't turn out, you know what I mean? So I just want everything to fall into place, and then I can tell you all about it, and then it'll be awesome. So I'm hoping all of this works out exactly like I have planned. And hopefully, if so, it will give me a little bit more stability. Some of the decisions that I'm making will give me a little bit more stability and a little bit more of a routine. Right now, I feel like I don't have a routine because my baby doesn't have a routine. And like sometimes he just like, sometimes he eats every hour and I have to stop and breastfeed him every hour and a half or whatever it is, and sometimes he goes 3 hours without eating, and so then I can have a little bit of time. But it's just without a routine with him, I feel like I don't have a routine for myself, and that's been really hard. So my plan is Monday through Thursday, one of those days, to film a video every week and to try to edit and upload it before the next week, and then work on the weekends. So we'll see how that works, but that's my plan in my head. I am doing a little bit of a thicker eyeliner, but it's just because I like it. Really no rhyme or reason to that. I just think it looks good. So that is my plan for my channel. I do want to keep making videos. One thing that I've struggled with is that I have a hard time figuring out what videos to make that I haven't already. Like I feel like I get the same 10 questions and I don't want to keep answering the same 10 questions when I've answered them in numerous other videos. So I just don't know what kind of videos you guys are wanting me to do, but I do get a lot of requests for tutorials and videos. So I mean, I could definitely do where I'm trying products, things like that. That's definitely an option, but it just depends on what you guys want to see. So if you guys could just let me know, if you could leave me a comment, message me on Facebook, leave me a comment on Facebook, wherever, just let me know and tell me what you want to see, because I really want to do whatever you want me to do. I've also considered doing like story time videos. Would anybody be interested in story time videos? Is that weird? Like, but like fine lines. Like I feel like I can do story time videos about my life, but maybe not my experiences with clients, because I wish that I could do story time videos about some of those, because I've had some crazy experiences with some clients in just the last I mean, I've done makeup for 7 years, so I've got like a handful of good stories, you know. And considering I've done 66 weddings this year, that'll give you an idea that I would say 9 out of 10 clients, it's like just same old, you know what I mean? Like, but I do have the occasional like completely insane experience, regardless of, you know, what it is. Another thing that I wanted to ask you guys is if you would be interested in me doing like mom focused videos. So like, I mean, I have a couple of videos on my channel for like quick makeup looks, but I would be totally down to sit here with my child and film a video and show you like just an honest real look of how to do your makeup when you're in a hurry, or when you have a screaming baby. Like I would love to be able to do stuff like that, so I can just show you guys. Although I'm not an expert, I think that it would be cool to combine my knowledge of makeup with my now accessory of a child. I don't know, like now that I'm a mom, I have the experience of being a makeup artist to add to that, and I think that that would be very interesting maybe to you guys. So you just let me know what you think of that. Here's some realness for you. This eyeliner hates me. I don't know what's going on, but I'm struggling over here. Just gonna, if I have to keep taking it off and redoing it, I will, because I'm determined. Nope. Nope. Go ahead and leave a comment down below if this video just got really relatable because I messed up my eyeliner and I wiped it off and redid it. It happens to me, you know. I have so many people who think, like, legitimately, like, clients will talk to me and they're like, oh my gosh, every time I do my eye makeup, I have to, like, wipe some off and start over and yada yada. And I'm like, girl, me too. Like, eye makeup is hard. Eyeliner is hard. This stuff is not, like, for the faint of heart. I will say that tape method that I used to use, that I don't really use anymore, but probably should keep using since I just spent way too much time on this, was a really good method. So if you feel like you are doing eyeliner and you're just going over it and over and over and over and over again and you're still not happy with it, try that tape method, girl. I'm telling you, it is life-changing. My friend Kaylee was sitting here with me while I was doing this, And even though she's not like an on-camera person, I don't even think she watches my videos. Like, she's not like a YouTube person, like, at all. She was sitting here chilling with me, and now I kind of miss her because I'm now kind of lonely. But you want to know something that I totally did? When I sat down to film this video, I 100% sprayed room spray in here because in my head I was going to be talking to somebody, and that meant that there was a person coming here. It's just you guys, and you can't smell the room, so I don't know why I sprayed room spray. Sprayed some Bath & Body Works limoncello because it smells delicious. I was like, oh, I want to make sure it smells nice and fresh in here. For who? Well, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I feel like everybody's watching this is like, nope, still looks terrible, but okay. Okay, I'm back. So my camera stopped recording, and I went ahead and fixed my eyeliner, which did take me a hot minute, and then I had to go and feed my child. So we're back. So I have lashes that I've worn before that I'm going to rewear, but let me show you the box. So we're going to be going in with the Flutter Lashes in Intoxicating. Right there. Alright, while I'm doing my lashes, I'm going to be using my Full Lips Enhancer. So we're just going to do this while I'm using my Full Lips Enhancer. I'm going to be doing my lashes, and that way my lips will be nice and plump. A little bit of the Farsali Unicorn Essence, and I'm probably gonna have a little bit of a line around my lip. I have noticed since I've given birth I have a lot of texture in my skin. Okay, so I'm gonna use the ColourPop foundation. This is in Light 75, which is a little darker than my normal shade, but I have noticed that I've gotten a little bit darker lately. And I'm going to mix that with the Cover FX drops in Moonlight. So I want that nice glowy look. Oh, by the way, do you see this little, you can't really see it now that I've covered it, that little like bruise on my nose? That's what I forgot to mention. That is from a pore vacuum, and I was trying to see what I could get out of my pores, and like this is gonna sound like such a first world like entitled bougie problem, but I couldn't get anything out of them. And then I did Jay's, and we got so much stuff out of his pores. I was so annoyed. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I just wanted to get stuff out of my pores because I feel like there's stuff in there, but there's really not. Like, I just don't have issues with like my pores necessarily. I just have issues with texture, which I kind of just thought was my pores, but I think it's just my skin not exfoliating itself regularly like it normally would. And that has just started since I've had the baby. For whatever reason, since having him, I don't know. I'm gonna mix a little bit of Fair 35 with this and kind of put that in the center part of my face, kind of like where I would put concealer, but we're gonna put foundation here. And we're gonna blend this down the neck because I am gonna go in with some contour down here as well. And I want that to be nice and full coverage before we put contour there. I am going for a more full coverage look. This is not necessary, and this is a damp Morphe sponge that I'm using. So you don't have to go this full coverage, but that's what I'm doing. I will say that it does seem like that ColourPop foundation is rather full coverage. Alright, so I'm going to actually mix the two Jeffree Star concealers because I do want more of a lighter look under my eyes. So I'm going to mix these two concealers under my eyes here. If I use these concealers on clients, then I would put that on the back of my hand, but I don't, so I'm going to use it on my face. These are just for me. Although I do really like them, I've considered buying them for clients as well. they're just a little expensive. And the ColourPop ones are amazing. So like, pros, cons, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we're just gonna blend that together. And I am gonna show you guys how I do my nose contour today. Okay, so before I set that, I am going to add a little bit of that lightening right here. And I do notice that you can still see a little bit of this bruise on my nose. So we're just gonna pat that darker shade in really good there. Oh. I kept doing it because I couldn't feel it and nothing was coming out, so I thought it would be fine. And then I woke up the next morning and sure enough, there was a bruise there. So I'm going to use my fingers to tap out this highlight drops because I do notice that when I use the sponge, I don't like it as much. I've seen people use the sponge to tap this out, but for some reason when I do it, I don't like it. So I do like to use my finger when I tap these out, this particular highlight drop. So I'm gonna use that Coty Airspun powder and we're going to pat this all up underneath of my eye. Just like so. So I'm gonna do my brows. I go back and forth for brows all the time, but I have been going back and using my Anastasia brow palette. This is the Pro palette. I don't know why it did this, by the way. It's like, I cannot figure it out for the life of me. It's like there's like a plasticky layer and it started to bubble up, but like you can't take it off. I don't know, it's really weird. I don't know why I did this, but this is the Brow Pro palette. And it has all of their brow powder shades. I think this was a little expensive. It was probably like 80 bucks, but it was so worth it. So I use this brow primer and I get that all over my brush. This is the E29 brush by Morphe. I get that on the brush and then make the brush come to a point before patting it into the color that I'm using. So that is how I get those very like hair-like strokes. So I just do that. And then there we go. How nice is that? This is how I've been doing my brows lately because it's a little faster, and since my eyebrows are dyed, I don't really have to do as much to them as when they're not dyed. I did do, if you watched Jay's video of the birth vlog, if you've seen the baby, I did do my entire makeup and hair for that video. I did my headband curls, which did not turn quite out as much as I would prefer them. Like, I feel like I wanted them to be a little bit looser curls, but it actually ended up being awesome because the curls stayed the whole time I was in the hospital. So I was there from Wednesday to Friday. And I left Friday night, got there Wednesday, very, very early Wednesday morning. And my curls stayed that whole time. I wore my lashes that whole time, actually, which I don't think a lot of people realize. I did not reapply any of my makeup or lashes from doing it Wednesday morning because, like, how would I have? Like, I mean, I probably could have if I tried, but, like, there's just no way. That we had people in and out. The nurse comes in like every hour to check on you, so that's kind of a lot. And then on top of it, I had a newborn child who was screaming at me on a regular basis. So there was just no way that I was going to be able to do my makeup while I was in the hospital. So I wore the makeup. I just sprayed it really, really good, and I brought some extra setting spray with me so that I could set it a smidge more every day if I had to, and it stayed the whole time. So anytime that I have clients ask me if the makeup will stay, I now have a great story of I wore it 3 days in the hospital. So it will probably last through your, 6-hour wedding. I got you covered, girl. Now, I'm not advocating that you sleep with your makeup on, but does it count if you didn't really sleep? I had a baby. I didn't really sleep. I remember I probably got like my first sleep when I got home. Like, it was like the second or third day home was probably the first time I had slept. And he's actually sleeping pretty good through the night, which I'm really grateful for. He, I would say, usually sleeps anywhere from 5 to 7.5 hours. I don't think we've reached an 8-hour stretch yet, but about 5.5 hours or 7.5 hours. So anywhere between there, he will sleep, which is pretty good. So I'm not going to complain about that at all. Like, no complaints over here. Your girl's doing probably not too bad. Okay, so we are going to do some contouring, bronzer, yada yada, whatever. This is the R14 brush. I do like this one for the bronzer. This is one of my favorite ones. And we're going to use the regular old light to medium contour kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm a little bored with this, and I kind of feel like I want to try something new. So if you have a contour kit that you like, why don't you link it down below or mention it for me so that I can go and check it out, because I'm just a little bored. Like, I kind of just want to try something new. So you just let me know what you like. And my battery's dying, so it's probably going to cut out while I do this. We're just going to see how far we go. So anyway, this is the Morphe M6. You can't really see it anymore, but it's this little like toothbrush guy. This is my favorite for nose contour. Like, so I'm just gonna do that cool contour. Hopefully I don't wipe off my foundation where this bruise is on my nose. But I do feel like I have a very long nose, so I try to shorten it a little by doing this. And we're gonna blend this down like that. And I just kind of blend it down like that. And then I'm gonna go in with some baking powder to really bring it home. All right, I'm gonna let that bake a little bit. And I'm actually gonna take a little bit of my Makeup Geek palette. I have some of her darker shades, and I'm gonna take a smidge of that to contour as well, if I can find the brush that I just, oh, here it is. Just because I want this to be kind of more of an intense contour, because I feel like, I mean, you just feel chubby when you have a baby, you know? Like, all the time. The more contour, the better, you know? Alright, so I'm going to take a big fluffy brush, this guy here, and we're going to take a smidge more of that contour from the original contour palette, and we're going to, I don't know when this thing's going to die, but that's fine. We're just going to blend this. So I'm going to use this Morphe blush palette. This is the 8W palette. I really like this palette, like a lot. Like, I use this palette all the time. It's so good. And I'm going to use this Morphe, it's the L4 brush, really? No, E4. I was gonna say, I don't remember them starting out with L's ever. So this is the E4 brush, and I'm gonna use this for my blush. This is my favorite blush brush. I've tried other ones. I keep trying other ones, telling myself I'm gonna find another one, but this one seems to just, I can just put it right on, and it's like super fast and easy. So this is my favorite blush brush. Oh, and I'm using MUA. I'm mixing these two middle shades, MUA and Apologetic. I'm sorry, Unapologetic. So those two guys right there. And you can see that highlight is still like, obviously I still want to add some highlight to my cheeks, but I think that the highlight underneath of there just really brings it out. Also, I'm baking a little on my nose still, just so you know. So we're gonna do Skin Frost Jeffree Star Sarcophagus. This is just one of my favorite highlights from the moment. I love this highlight so much. And again, I keep trying new stuff and then I don't like it as much, so then I just don't use it. But I would be happy to test stuff for you guys if that's what you want to see. Oh gosh, it's just so pretty. So yeah, if you guys want to see me test out new products, I can totally do that for you guys. I'm just gonna kind of put this everywhere. But I typically, when I'm doing my makeup, I want to use the best of the best that I prefer, that I've found. So I don't usually try a bunch of new stuff. I'm gonna do it right up there, a smidge down here. Also, if you are worried about your face, like, I feel like ever since I've had a baby, I feel like my face looks really wide all the time. So if you're worried about your face looking wide, if you do a little bit right here and a little right here, it just makes your face look very slim. So that's one of my favorite little tricks for you. All right, so we're just gonna take a brush that doesn't have anything on it and dust this off. Last but not least is lips, and I'm going to pull out my favorite Celebrity Skin. This is my I have a kit of lip colors, but this one is My Celebrity Skin, and I love this shade so much. It's such a good shade. So we're gonna do that. Oh, and then I'm gonna do the eyeshadow in the bottom, and then we will be all done. Might as well use a little bit of Jeffree Star Drug Lord on the center. Okay, so this is Jeffree Star Thirst Trap. I feel like you can't see it. And it's a very shimmery matte liquid lipstick, which is amazing because it makes it look like you're wearing gloss when you're not wearing gloss. So I like to just add that on the top for that pretty like shimmery effect. I love that. I think that looks so pretty in pictures. I mean, it looks pretty in real life too, but it looks really pretty in pictures. So we're gonna go underneath of the eyes with some shadow. So this is one of those Morphe brushes from that holiday palette, or I'm sorry, holiday collection. And it is a pencil brush. Let me clean it off here. Okay, so you can see, hopefully, that it's just like a little pencil brush like that. And I'm going to use the exact same shades that I used on the top of my eyeshadow and do that on the bottom with a little hint more of that dark shade. This little old lady right here, she's just hanging out. She's just feeling real stressed about something. I don't know. Luna's kissing her ears now. She's just feeling real stressed, so she just wants to sit next to mommy, I guess. I don't know. I feel like maybe my nose highlight might be a little too much, but I like it. So I'm just going to use those same shades that I used on the top and use them on the bottom. We're going to do a little bit of that black. So I think I am going to do a little bit of that highlight on the inner corner. I have the Makeup Forever Starlight Powder in, or Starlit Powder. Yeah, Starlit Powder in 13, which is ivory on their website. I think they changed it to be the names and not the numbers anymore. Maybe not, I could be wrong. So I'm just gonna wipe off that brush, just on a paper towel, wipe it off, just wipe it clean, and then take a little bit of this Starlit Powder, which this stuff, a tiny little bit goes a real long way. So I'm just gonna spray that and tap that right here on the inner corner so I can have that nice bright inner corner, which I've learned that this is not for everyone, which makes me sad, but I do think it looks so pretty to have that nice bright inner corner. It really is like very youthful. I think it looks great in photos. So I think we're gonna do some mascara on the bottom. Okay, so for the final thing, I'm going to spray my face with my setting spray. Oh, I can't use my little fan. Dang it. Okay, well, I'm just going to fan myself off. My phone's dead, but I use this little fan normally when I spray my face with the setting spray, and I got this on Amazon. I got like a 4-pack for $6, I think it was, and these are amazing after you spray your face with your setting spray. So I'm just going to fan myself off, but I would recommend the little fan. So we're going to go in with the Skindinavia Bridal Finishing Spray. This stuff is amazing. This is my favorite setting spray. I will probably never use anything else except for this. It's so good. I cannot give it a bigger review than this is amazing. This is what I use. I actually have a whole drawer. Can you see that? Look at this. These are all setting sprays. I have bottles of setting sprays. This is a post makeup recovery spray. I've got the oil control primer sprays. I think these sprays are amazing, like life-changing. Like I hate my makeup if I don't set it. I do. It looks terrible. So, you know, whatever. We're gonna spray my face. Gonna move some hair back here. Every time I'm spraying my face, I'm like, do I want to wear this till tomorrow? Because like I'll just do 3 more layers and keep this on tomorrow. I go a little overboard. Okay, I think to really set this over the top, now it still needs to dry a little bit, but I'm not gonna stay here for 20 minutes. We're just gonna let it dry naturally. I think to set this over the top, I'm going to just take a smidge of that highlight right there on those collarbones while that's still a little wet. And it'll like stick really good. Okay, I'm just here to warn you that for the next like 4 minutes, I'm just here showing off my child. So you can totally skip that if you want.
Follow my YouTube channel.
Can't help yourself, can you? Come here, little man. You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. This is Dante. He has the hiccups.
He has the hiccups.
If you haven't watched any of Jay's, if you haven't watched any of Jay's videos, this is the little man. He's wearing a Harry Potter onesie right now that says Mischief Managed. And I'm pulling it all up. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm showing you little undies to everybody, huh? Oh.
We got a ridiculous family now. If you guys didn't know either, we have a new dog.
I did talk about her. We got 4 dogs and a child.
2 cats and a snake.
And a snake. And they've all cost me lots of money this year, huh? We've got like 2 of our pets were just fixed. My snake was sick for a while. Nutmeg had to have surgery. It's just been one thing after the other, I will tell you. But look at the little man. Look, you see yourself?
Who is that? Oh. Look, who is that?
Who's that?
He's like, I know where I'm supposed to look. I look at the camera lens. Daddy taught me that.
What are you doing?
Look, what's this? What's this?
He's so handsome. I mean, I'm biased, you know, because I made him, but.
Look at that fat little chin.
He's real cute.
Look at my hand, as big as his life.
Is Daddy picking on you?
He's like, I'm not small.
I am a big boy. Leave me alone. Look at these little socks. Just look at it. Oh, oh. Yes, you're missing your sock. Your sock is coming off. There you go. What do you think? He's got a nice full belly.
He got double belly.
Okay, so I think that is all I have for you guys. I know this is more of a glam fall look rather than an easy fall look, but I hope that you use some of the tips that I taught you today, because I do think that, I mean, like, for example, I didn't do cream contouring, I did powder contouring. I did these things are life-changing because a little bit goes a long way, and you can do a glitter eye look and you don't have to try as hard. They're a little easier to do because they don't dry. I mean, they dry quickly, but they don't dry as quickly as some others that I've tried, and they don't dry so slowly that you mess it up really bad. So I do think that these are a big life changer for me as well. You don't have to do the lashes. If you're doing this at home on yourself, don't have to do the lashes. You can totally skip the lashes. This look looks just as good without lashes, I promise. This camera is had enough of me. Keeps turning off. So yeah, you don't have to do the lashes. I do hope you use some of the tips, like with the lipstick. Trying a lighter lipstick in the center and darker on the outer corners is a huge life changer for me, because I feel like it really makes my lips pop in photos, which is more important, I think, than real life sometimes. But like if you have a big event or things like that, then yes, for sure, try that. It's a good little trick. So I think that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here today with me to watch my video, and I hope you like my new hair. I'm really feeling my new hair now that my makeup is done, actually. So I'm gonna go take some selfies of my makeup, and I will see you guys hopefully all in the next one. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you want to see, because I just want to do what you guys want to see, and I think that's it. So thank you, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, okay? Because like that'd be really cool.
Maybe I'm a